So I don't know what it is about this season of anime, but every series that has a good opening seems to have a good ending as well. I absolutely adore both the ending and the opening for Steins Gate Zero. Visually pleasing, but the song is catchy as hell as well. I think the opening for Steins Gate Zero could even surpass the original Steins Gate opening for me. That's how much I really like it. But this episode, holy hell, were the emotions flowing for me as a viewer. I love Steins Gate so much, and I love Broken Okabe. Now, that makes me a sick bastard, I know, but I love seeing the shattering and the pain that his mind just goes through and experiences. And the idea of having an AI that you know is an AI, but at the same time acts and feels like a human, and you're kind of questioning, is this alive or is it an AI, is something that you don't really see anime explore too often. You definitely have seen it in other mediums. But to have it in an anime, especially in a Steins Gate anime, Kurisu's research, not even just seeing Digital Mahu and just seeing how she literally felt exactly like the character we met last episode and having the objections and just seeing the reactions and how she can actually feel like a person. And then you also have the guy kind of like coming up and saying like, hey, this research is baloney basically, there's no way. Absolutely love Okabe standing up and defending Kurisu's honor pretty much. I love that moment so much. But then when you see the digital Kurisu, and that's when you're just like, you gotta try to, it's almost like what Okabe was doing in that moment, right? You're trying to convince yourself that there's no way this is the real deal. But then at the same time, as the conversation is going through, you really believe that this is the real Kurisu. Sure, she's not answering the same way she did about, say, time-traveling machines at the beginning of Steins Gate, but then again, that could be a divergence because we're in a different world line than the one that Okabe was speaking with her at the beginning of the original Steins Gate. By the time the episode wraps up and you see Okabe crying, and that is painful to see him tear up so much because this is Kurisu. Even though this is 8 months prior to his meeting with her, this is the real deal. And even though it is an AI, and you know over the course we're going to feel more and more connected to this virtual version of Kurisu, you know for a fact this is a real person, but at the same time it isn't a real person, and that's something that's incredibly fascinating, because the whole idea of what makes someone human, is it our emotion, is it our ability to think for ourselves, do you have to have a physical body to be human, like what exactly is it to be human? But in our world currently, we don't have AI so complex that it can actually replicate, think for itself, and actually feel like a person, but in Steins Gate Zero, you really believe this has all the qualities that we would consider human, except it's in a computer, not face-to-face. So can we seriously not consider that human? And it's just going to be interesting to see Okabe speak with a virtual Kurisu and just see all the interactions, because the normal part of you wants to say it's still a computerized version of her, it's not the real deal. But based on the interactions that we saw this week and how she had that spunk, how she was sassy, how she was able to play around with Maho, and the whole idea of basically seeing that virtual Kurisu thinking that Maho brought Okabe because she likes him. There's so much human nature in this program, and I love that. I love the idea that we're going to explore this, and also how that's going to rope Okabe back into trying again, to sending that D-mail to the Okabe in the first Steins Gate series. I can't wait to see how that's going to evolve, and I have to say, that English-speaking professor with the horrible English, as the anime community loves to point out, I love this guy. He's funny, I love his English, but I love his comedy, and I love how he's calling Okabe like Einstein. I just love his dialogue, and I can't wait to see more of him. But right now, this episode, I leave episode 2 of Steins Gate Zero even more excited to watch future episodes. I love episode 2 of Steins Gate Zero. Seriously, it just feels so nostalgic, but it has that heartbreaking and gut-punching feeling that you were experiencing when Okabe was trying to save Mayuri in the original Steins Gate, but he kept failing. It's that same feeling, but it's a little bit different. It's feeling new, it's feeling nostalgic all at the same time. And the facial expressions that we saw, Okabe, there was so much you just felt from his face alone, even when he wasn't speaking, when Maho and him were talking about Kurisu, how he knew her and just kind of like reminiscing in the past, and the crying, just there's so much that was said, not just from his voice actor, but just the emotion conveyed through the animation, and that's how you really sell something as emotional. And that final scene where you see Mayuri just kind of looking away sad because she knows something's up, having Okabe crying because he's like, this still is a computer, but she's acting exactly like the girl that I once knew, so it is her. I can't wait to see how that's going to be explored, how much he's going to talk with her, how much he's going to grow a bond once again, and if that virtual program is going to be the reason that she's going to come up with a reason of why he should try again, because I'm assuming that there's going to be conversations that, hey, listen, I'm the reason you're still dead in this world line. I didn't try again because I killed you and I didn't basically want to try again. I'm curious if that conversation is going to happen. And then the virtual Kurisu is going to basically act as she would and convince him to try again, to sending that D-mail to the Okabe that we all know and love in the first Steins Gate series. That's going to be so fascinating. I'm sure we're not going to be able to totally predict what's going to happen, but still, you have a general idea of where this show's going, and I can't wait to see more. Let me know your thoughts, visual novel readers, anime originals like myself. What did you think of episode 2? Your favorite moment? Let me know down in that comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like. And if you're new, also be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.